Welcome back to my channel, Mama. In today's video, we are going to talk about how I homeschool with a toddler. I know that so many of you have younger kids that you're trying to homeschool older kids at the same time, and so I want to give you all of the tips and tricks that have worked for us in our home. So get cozy and let's dive in. All right, so today we are talking about homeschooling with a toddler. Now, I'll give you the background of my children. My children are 9, 6, and 2, and we've been homeschooling for 4 years. We are entering now into our 4th year. And so I've, at 2 different occasions now, had a younger child while homeschooling an older child. And so I did this when my oldest child was 7 and his younger brother was 3, and now he's grown up and he's 6, and our 3rd child is 2. And so now I'm homeschooling 2, and then I have a toddler over here. So my 9 and 6-year-old are being homeschooled, and our 2-year-old is joining in for the day-to-day. And so I just wanted to share with you a few ideas that you can start implementing and see if they work for you that have kind of worked well for us. So the first thing that I have noticed makes a huge difference is spending time with our toddler before we start homeschooling. Just giving him that attention that he's seeking and that he needs early on, so that when I am shifting the focus to his older brothers, he's not feeling left out and he's not feeling like he hasn't gotten any time with mom or dad. There are times when my husband is with our youngest, so our youngest is Leo, and so the 2 of them can go off together, but then there are other times where I'm homeschooling one and my husband is homeschooling the other. That's especially true when it comes to math, because we do want to be very present in helping our children through their math curriculum. And so there are times where, yes, dad is with Leo, but then there are other times where Leo is not having that attention from his parents. So starting off the day by just cuddling with him, playing with him, eating breakfast together with him. Did I say playing with him? Right? Playing with him, making time for him first and foremost makes all the difference in our day. A second thing that we find really helpful is including him as often as we can. So each morning we start off on our nugget couch, and we go through our calendar. And it's so funny because we start by singing the Days of the Week song. And I do this really for my 6-year-old. He'll be 6 at the end of this month, but we do this for him. And my 2-year-old has totally learned the days of the week, in the right order, and he's singing the song along with us. And it wasn't me teaching him or expecting him to sing back with us. He's just there, he's present, and we involve him in that process. And it's so cute, and now he knows the days of the week. I also start the day by putting like a brain teaser up on our dry erase board. And again, I'm involving him in that process. So no, I don't have a brain teaser for him, but I draw his name and I draw like a little Mickey Mouse because he loves Mickey Mouse. And he waits for his turn. So I'll say, okay, Noah, your turn first, answer your brain teaser. Then we go to Ryan, and then it's Leo's turn. And Leo, what he likes to do is erase the board. And so I make sure to draw a spot for him. And he really feels like he's involved. He comes to the couch, he says, ready for school. And he's there and he's ready for that question. He's ready for the Days of the Week song. And it's amazing. We also try to involve him in any of like the arts and crafts. So I shared in a previous video that we did a silhouette painting. And so we did a silhouette painting of him, and then he was able to do his watercolor painting, and he sat down with the boys and he did his painting. It came out amazing, and he felt very involved. So involving them as often as possible and as much as possible makes a huge difference. The third thing that has been helpful is having a toy or an activity that they can only use during our homeschool hours. So one example I can give you here is our sorting surprise picnic baskets. Now, I got this for Leo. It's a brand new toy that we started this homeschool year, and he absolutely loves it. And I don't try and take it out during the rest of the day. I take it out during our homeschooling hours. It's an activity that he can do on his own, or that I can kind of like come in and out of and tell him, okay, maybe you want to do this now. He can sort everything. So each basket has like a different food that goes into the basket, and it's by color, and he can sort the right food into the right color basket. He stacks them, he can count. It comes with not a million, it comes with a bunch of ideas that you can also use so that it's not repetitive. And this only comes out when we're homeschooling. And so it's something that he can look forward to, and it's something that makes him appreciate homeschool time because he gets to play with his brand new toy. Another thing that works is intentionally planning to use the screen. Now, I know that the screen is something that is a bit controversial, like, do we use the screen? How much screen? All of the questions and all the things, right? We do use the screen in our house. We do believe that technology is something that we want our children to be familiar with, but we also have ways of moderating it, right? We do it in moderation. And so something that's been really helpful for me is intentionally using the screen so that I don't feel like I'm just throwing the screen at him and like, here, entertain yourself. We have screen time during homeschooling, and we use it in that way because we need to have that, attention towards our older children. And so we have apps that we use, and there are shows that we watch that he can watch during homeschooling time. And so I don't feel like, man, I'm just using this as a last resort and I'm throwing it in front of the screen and I'm not engaging with him. It's already planned. It's intentional. It's like, okay, I know that while we are homeschooling, he's going to play Sago Mini. So we have Sago Mini World and Sago Mini First Words. And it's really such a cute app. I encourage you to look into it, especially if you have a toddler. But it's really fun in helping them learn their first words, and they repeat the words back and the recorder comes on. And anyway, it's really awesome. I can link it in the comments. But intending to use screen is going to make you feel a lot better so that you're not feeling like it's just this last resort or you're planting your child in front of the screen. Having a plan as to how you intend to use the screen makes you feel intentional about it, and it doesn't feel like I'm just shoving my child in front of a screen. So think about how you can use the screen for your toddler in a way that makes you feel like you're using it the right way. And the last thing I want to say is, I know that there's a lot of advice out there that says just expect to do less. And I kind of want to challenge that. I don't want to expect to do less, because having that expectation not only serves as an excuse sometimes when we're like, well, we have a toddler, even when like the toddler isn't the reason that we're doing less, right? But we can justify it because we're like, in this season, I have a toddler. And so sometimes it's more of an excuse than an actual reason. But also, it makes you feel guilty that your older children are not getting the attention, right? You're like, well, we're doing less. And so now my older children aren't getting the same experience as other families who have children who are at the same age. And so instead of telling yourself that you should expect to do less, I like to say expect to do things differently. Okay. And so it's not that we're doing less, we're just going to do things differently. It may take us longer to do something, but we're still going to do it. So an example I gave is that silhouette painting. We made the silhouette drawings on our first day of school, and we didn't actually execute them until our third week of homeschool. And I really wanted to get to them because I knew it was going to be a lot of fun. And so I'm not going to tell myself, well, at least we did the silhouette, so we should be happy with that, right? We're going to do less. It's just going to be different. And so we're not going to do it in the same day because our schedules don't permit it, and because our son has nap time and we wanted to include him in that, and I have work, like all of the different things. But I'm not going to expect to do less. If anything, I expect to do more. I expect to do more because we have 3 children that we're trying to make sure that we are encouraging, that we are serving their passions. We're doing more in this season, let's be honest. So I don't want to expect to do less. I just want to expect to do things differently. Okay, so I hope that was helpful for you. Homeschooling with a toddler has its own challenges, but it can also be a really beautiful experience. I love watching my oldest, who is 9, encourage my 2-year-old. I love that my 2-year-old wants to do things that my 9-year-old is doing. I love that he learned the Days of the Week song, and he's 2 years old, and we're not doing any kind of formal teaching with him, but he knows his numbers. He can count from 1 to 10. He can recognize them, and it's not from hands-on teaching. It's from watching his older siblings. And so while it seems chaotic and messy and just like you're in survival mode, I do want for you to see that there are beautiful moments that are happening at the same time. And hopefully these strategies, these tips, these tricks, this advice can help you so that your next homeschooling week can run a little bit smoother and can run with a little bit more peace and ease. All right, mama, if this video was helpful for you, I would love for you to subscribe. I have more of this coming. I'm also going to link the latest video right here for you to check it out as well. But yeah, I'd love for you to subscribe. I'd love for you to hang out. I'd love to connect with you in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.